Hello everyone, welcome to Reinvent again. And today is second day one at Reinvent 2023. And we are at the expo floor. We're at the serverless video booth. And with me, I have one of my colleagues who is well known in YouTube world. And his name is Rajdeep Shah. Rajdeep, your introduction please.
Sure. Thanks for having me here, first of all. My name is Rajdeep. People call me Raj. I'm a principal specialist SA on containers and serverless at AWS. I've been in AWS for around 5 years, and I work currently in public sector. So I help a lot of about three-letter agencies and Fed financials migrate to containers and serverless. In addition to that, yes, I'm a YouTuber with over 100,000 subscribers, a published instructors, and public speaker.
Nice, that was awesome. Thank you, Raj, for being with us here. One of the exciting questions that I wanted to ask was, you are an YouTube channel holder, and you have your own channel, and you publish content on serverless and containers.
Yeah.
And I just recently heard that you have crossed 100,000 users.
Yes.
Is that correct? Congratulations on
Thank you.
having 100,000 users. And what motivates you to build content for your users? So, and how do you think about this is something that my users would like? This is something that I should avoid and not bring up.
Yeah, great question. So this goes back to like 8-9 years back when I was transitioning into cloud. So I was a hardcore mainframe programmer, like COBOL, DB2, JCL, all that stuff.
Wow.
Right? And then I did some big data with Python. And then my company was switching to cloud, so I was learning cloud. And as part of the learning, I thought the information out there is good, but it's kind of missing the real world touch. You know, like it's very simple to create a microservice with API gateway, Lambda, but then the question becomes, how do you secure it?
Yeah.
How do you scale it beyond 10,000 concurrency numbers, right? So I thought that the folks who are in the same path as me, same journey as I was before, it would be really helpful if I put that content out and teach others.
Yes.
Also, teaching is a passion of mine. When I was in college, I used to teach folks. So I love teaching others, and especially when they come to me and say, Raj, that video was awesome, that, hey, I got this job because I watched this course, or like, hey, something was not clicking and I watched this video of yours and now I understand it. So I love that feeling. So that's the reason I keep doing it.
Awesome.
Now, the content, like what kind of content I put out, so it's actually easy because I actually work in the trenches, right? I work with customers. In Amazon, we always work backwards from the customer. Mm-hmm. So I try to think about what are some of the common trends, challenges, problems, or questions I am seeing from my customer. Mm-hmm. And then I think about, okay, this is something which is like kind of common, so I'm going to make a video on that. Right. So that's what I focus on.
Awesome. Any customers that you have gotten to your channel to talk about their experience yet?
Let me think. Customers. No customers yet.
Okay.
But a lot of Amazonian folks who have come and talked to my channel.
Okay, great. Specific to serverless and containers working together.
Yes.
So what are your views around for our folks who are learning and who are around your audience as well?
Yeah.
Like, how should they think about starting with serverless versus starting with containers?
Yeah, great question. So I would say this, that I see this shift. So serverless and container are not isolated, right? They are working together. So I have one customer who has a very interesting use case. They're combining the power of serverless and containers together. Awesome. So they used to run in a legacy queuing platform, and they had the business logic in Kubernetes. So when I talked about EventBridge to them, they really liked all the capabilities of EventBridge, like archive, replay, conditional invocation of the endpoints, right? They replaced their legacy queuing platform with EventBridge, but they kept the business logic in Kubernetes, right? And I have other customers who are using SQS as the queuing systems and then Kubernetes as the business logic, right? So don't think like, oh, they're totally different. I see a lot of use cases combining together. Now, how to get started? So depends on their use case. Like if they're working in a project where maybe they're leaning more towards serverless, so of course it'll be easier for them to learn and implement it. So my advice will be like vice versa for containers. If you just learn and read all the theory and don't do that hands-on, you'll forget all this stuff. Yeah. Right? So whatever use case you are in, if like I see event-driven is growing a lot, it's a very popular use case. So start with event-driven and then go to containers if need be. If your company is adopting Kubernetes as a microservice, start with Kubernetes and then think about how you can implement event-driven or other serverless components to it. You can also use, even with containers, you can use Fargate as the serverless construct, right? So yeah, those are some ways that viewers can learn about serverless and containers.
Now, you mentioned that you work with public sector customers.
Yes.
So how do you talk to your customer when it comes to governance, compliance, and security when in the context of serverless and containers?
Yes, yes. So public sector customers, as in government customers, they have a higher security compliance that's required sometimes. So good news is AWS provides separate regions from them, separate cloud, as in Gov Cloud, where we have, let's say, for example, FedRAMP High, right? Our commercial cloud has FedRAMP Moderate, Gov Cloud has FedRAMP High. We have secret, top secret region, and the beauty of serverless is the underlying infrastructure is managed by AWS. So if they use Lambda, then they don't need to think about, oh, how do I make this underlying platform FedRAMP High or higher security compliant? It is security compliant. Right?
Okay.
Similarly, for let's say ECS, they can use Fargate. Similarly, on the serverless way, the underlying infrastructure is serverless FedRAMP compliant or high security compliant. Right, so that's how they can think about. And even on Kubernetes side, we have EKS on EC2, which is FedRAMP High, so that in the shared responsibility model, the control plane managed by AWS, we do all that for you, so you don't need to worry about any of that. You just worry about your workload.
Awesome.
So yeah, those are some advantages that we bring in the government and public sector.
Awesome. Now let's switch gears. Let's talk about reInvent. We are in Vegas. We are at reInvent. So we are only till Tuesday today. So we have 3 more days to go.
Yeah.
Based on your experience, what is the most exciting thing that you have seen since we have started kicked off reInvent on Monday?
Yeah, sure. Well, I mean, everywhere you look, there's a lot of Gen AI, a lot of, and rightfully so, a lot of excitement. So today is Tuesday. Our CEO, Adam Selipsky, he announced the new service, the Q, right, where it's like a Gen AI assisted assistant, kind of, where you can ask questions about AWS service, troubleshooting, as well as it can analyze data, create quick site dashboards. Like, it's like crazy. So that's one thing I'm really excited about. Also, like, this is my 6th reInvent. I'm always excited to chat with people. I love interacting live. Like, likewise, like me and Dheeraj work together, but all remotely, right?
Yeah.
So it's really awesome to meet with people, see the energy, brainstorm ideas. So yeah, those are some of the things that really excite me about this reInvent.
Awesome. Now, for people who are watching this stream or are going to watch the video, what is the one thing that you want them to take away from reInvent this year and try to harness that or learn from your experience?
Yeah, so I would say actually 2 things. I know you asked for one. One is sometimes I hear that folks say that, is it too late to learn serverless? Too late to learn containers? Too late to learn AWS? Because AWS is around for quite some time. One thing is, it's not late at all. This is the time. Right? Because if you look at some projections, there are billions of dollars worth of workload still needs to be moved. And you could see like how many new features, services, and enhancements are coming out.
Yep.
Right? So you could see like this is like just getting started. Okay. And second thing, on the Gen AI part, I would think about like what part of your project you can apply Gen AI. So maybe do not go and try to boil the ocean. Right? So let's say you are in a project where you do document processing or you do sentiment analysis. Look into how Gen AI can solve that and try that hands-on. Right? That way you can implement it and it will be useful to your career and your existing projects.
Awesome. That was nice. Nice talking to you, Raj.
Likewise.
And happy to be here with you. Enjoy reInvent and have an exciting rest of the reInvent.
Thank you. You too.
Thanks.
Thanks. Bye.